Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQM. Hello, Leroy.
Boy, there's some chaos in the NBA.
How's your boy Jay Crawford doing after last night? I imagine sick.
Well, it's funny you should ask. We definitely have an interaction. It's like, I said, "Are you okay?" That was brutal. Laughing. Most Cleveland thing ever. I replied, "In any sport."
Yep.
He said, "One-man team tonight." And then I listed some of the other downfalls in Cleveland history because if you live in
Went through the
Cleveland,
list.
if you live in Cleveland, you are very familiar
Did Charles
with
Nagy come up?
Indians against the Marlins,
Yeah.
Cavs against the Bulls,
Mhm.
Craig Elo, and Browns against Denver twice.
That's brutal, dude.
Think about
That-
that. Think
that
about
is-
it. If you have lived through. Now, the only thing is, it's only game 2, right? But
It's game 2, and you should be 1-1 right now. And
correct.
you
At
got
the worst.
You got a 50 piece from Spida with all his guys out on your floor, and you lose. That's a killer, dude.
And how they lost.
It's how they lost. It's not that they
Right.
lost. It's how they lost.
It's how they lost. Was it? They were up 7 with 50 seconds left. Now, to be honest, if you had a little chili pepper on it, at that point, you're thinking, hang on for the win. I got 5.5. Right? At no point in time in those 50 seconds did anyone ever think the Cavs would actually lose.
Crazy.
It was crazy. And then I don't know what the hell happened to Minnesota.
They were awful yesterday.
Awful.
I mean, I know he gets piled on a lot, but it's deserved. But Rudy Gobert should be embarrassed with himself. Like, I couldn't imagine being that imposing a figure and still allowing Draymond Green to take your lunch money like this consistently. It's so embarrassing what he did. Now, mind you, look, it's Ant's team. He stunk yesterday. Anthony Edwards was awful. They lost Steph Curry. I don't know when he's coming back. It didn't look good.
And think about this. Now, the only way you can lose to the Warriors is 90s basketball. A bunch of middies, a bunch of taking it to the rim, a bunch of free throws. That's the only way you can lose. And you supposedly have the best deterrent at the rim in the league.
Nah.
That's
useless.
When Steph got hurt, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be.
No, listen, Rudy Gobert is a peacock without feathers. Like, he's useless, dude. He is.
Nobody was calling him Shaq.
Who?
Because y'all were calling him Shaq.
Dude, well, that's the thing that was embarrassing about it, though. Like, this guy is one of the all-time, like, in the playoffs, Rudy Gobert is kind of useless. It's just what it is.
Because they scheme him out of games.
That's what made what he did against the Lakers so shocking, is that he looked like Wilt. Right. And, Ant's talking about, yeah. He's like, you guys talk bad. I'm like, look, Ant seems like a great teammate. But yesterday, you watched in the first 10 minutes of this game, you're like, I can't believe Draymond Green is punking this guy again. He's half his size.
Right.
It's crazy. But I was asking Marcos a question, all right? Because we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. And I asked him I said a very stupid thing to him, because sometimes we do our own little show, right?
Huh. You're admitting to saying something stupid. Why don't I get that in the middle?
I don't know. Okay. Too much pride on my part. Okay. Well, I'm going to give you my stupid point right now.
Okay.
Because I said a stupid thing to him, right? And we were like talking. I don't remember what point. You remember what point of the season it was, Marcos? It was probably like 3 weeks to go, maybe.
Yeah,
like 3 weeks to go. And I said to him, Tyrese Haliburton is not that much better than Tyler Herro. If he's better than Tyler Herro, Tyrese Haliburton, I think I take Tyler Herro.
What?
And I'm thinking to myself, and I'm like watching last night, because this guy, he stones. That's just what he is.
But he looks awkward doing it.
He's stones, Leroy. Like, this
Right.
guy is such a killer, right? And he's just like, everybody in the league's calling him the most overrated guy. Even yesterday, you saw that Donovan Mitchell was scared. He's trying to get Cleveland to stop chanting overrated. He's like, stop doing that. Stop. And he's getting this disrespect kicked on his name. Now, mind you, these guys grew up together, Tyler Herro and Tyrese Haliburton. They ate crab together. This was them on their team.
Wait. Hold on.
Relax.
Wait. Tyler Herro was taller than Haliburton?
Looks like it. I mean, I don't know perspective on that, but they're the same height.
No way.
They're the same
Halliburton's
height.
taller than Tyler Herro.
Same height.
Because he looks like a spider with his long arms and legs.
He's not, like, I thought that too. He's not that. He's. I mean, Tyler Herro's got T-Rex arms. He's 6'5", 6'5". I think Tyrese Haliburton is 6'5", 6'8". So it's longer,
Right.
but they're the same height, and that's why I was like, what's he got that Tyler doesn't got? I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, what does he got that Tyler don't got? Right
now, you know.
It's just, but like, do you like, you understand what I'm saying with that? Like, it's a strange thing. These guys, they grew up together. They're the same age, right? Tyler got drafted a year earlier. Tyler comes in, bat out of hell, into the league. Tyrese Haliburton, he's traded from the Kings for Sabonis. He's such an idiot. I can't believe you like that guy.
Still good, man. It was a decent trade at the time.
At the time, you don't even have De'Aaron Fox anymore. Stupid Kings fan. Anyway, Tyler Herro comes in the league like a bat out of hell. He's talking all this bleep, like just six, then he goes to 6th man of the year. Tyrese Haliburton gets the trade from the Kings because they're going De'Aaron Fox. They're going to bring in Sabonis. Looks like a great trade for the Kings at the time. And now Tyrese Haliburton is sitting here. He's 2 wins away from eliminating the 1 seed. He was in an Eastern Conference final last year where the Heat and the Pacers had the same record. He did lose Jimmy Butler in the play-in, but he still got him to the Eastern Conference finals. You can't take it away from him.
Right.
And I'm just trying to think, Leroy, like, he stinks at defense. He's not a great guy getting to the free throw line, but like, there's just something about Tyrese Haliburton where it's like, shot on the line. Tyler Herro, worst clutch player by percentage this year in the NBA. Tyler Herro, excuse me. Tyrese Haliburton, 10 for his last 11 in the final 2 minutes. Like, he's just stones. And I'm like, what? Why is there this gap there with them? Because I look at it and I'm like, okay, Tyrese Haliburton's a little bit more of a pure point guard. He gets his teammates involved. Like, what does he have that Tyler don't have?
I can boil it down to this. If I mention Tyler Herro to a group of NBA fans, they'll go, good player, all-star, right? If I say Tyrese Haliburton, hate him, can't stand him. When you have a guy like that, that means that he has pretty much eaten your soul at one point.
Yeah.
And everybody hates this dude for no reason.
Hate him.
Because he has buried you at some point. And that's the difference between the two guys. That when you hate somebody as a fan of another team, it's because you fear them. It's because you're terrified that if that guy goes off, we don't have a chance. So when he goes into all these arenas and he goes and plays all these games and he hears all these chants, right? And then buries you and talks trash. Now, you know the difference between Tyrese Haliburton and Tyler Herro. Because think about it, let's put it this way. 40 from Tyrese Haliburton is like getting shot with a Uzi, right? 40 from Tyler is like getting hit with a slingshot because it doesn't necessarily mean that he broke your back.
Right. Schmeathan's saying, Tobin, you're high as cheap crack if you think Tyler Herro's anywhere close to Tyrese Haliburton. Haliburton made the Olympic team time to even get a tryout. I just want to be clear here, Schmeathan. I'm not, I know weeks ago I did say that, but I'm like, obviously, very clearly, we sit here today, Tyler Herro getting smacked in the teeth, worst playoff loss in NBA history. Tyrese Haliburton 2 wins away from his second straight Eastern Conference Finals. very clearly, I'm not saying I was wrong for even entertaining that to Frog Boy. But you understand, like, if you put the players in a vacuum, right? You would be like, you look at their numbers, you look at their height, you look at what they do. It's like they're pretty parallel.
No, they're not.
But they are. They are. Like skill set. Well, I'm just saying skill for skill, Leroy. They are.
Okay,
but
skill
very
for
clearly,
skill.
but there is that X factor. Because, like, here's the thing. Tyrese Haliburton, no matter what, is going to be the man in Indiana. Like, we know this. Whatever Indiana does, however far they get, even if Indiana tweaks things, and I will say, like, yes, Indiana has a better roster. It's not an overwhelming roster. It's a better roster, you know. But no matter what, Tyrese Haliburton, from here on, probably until he retires, is the man in Indiana. And what we're talking about this whole offseason, and what we're going to talk about this whole offseason, is going to be talking about somebody who can be the man because Tyler and Bam can't be the man. And and it's interesting because when they came into the league, Tyler Herro took off. Yes, he got to be a bit player on a good team with Jimmy Butler. Tyrese Haliburton got traded off of a Kings team. But I'm like, well, what happened? Like, where did it go? Is it because Indiana was so thankful to have Tyrese Haliburton? He was treated like the man, and it's just been that, and he's had that responsibility. And Tyler Herro's just getting this now in year 6, where Haliburton has been this since year 2, basically. Very clearly, there's a separation there.
This is the other issue that we seem to overlook. Tyrese Haliburton's role, wherever he's played, has been pretty consistent. That and he does a really good job. And I think it's Luis Benito in the chat said it best. He feeds everybody else pizza, but that last slice is for him. Whereas Tyler, we put more on him to be the scorer and not necessarily the facilitator. So he has to be more than just a point guard, right? Because we need his scoring. So the roles are a little bit different, but at the end, I mean, just watching him, like but here's the funny thing. He not only made the 3, he got the rebound.
Yeah.
He went and got the home rebound. They let him dribble behind the 3-point line and then shoot a 3. Wait, can anybody, like, do something? So, yeah. That was like...
That was so cutthroat what he did.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know.
Trash the whole way.
I really don't know how Cleveland recovers from that.
Max Strus ain't recovering from that.
Dude, Max Strus.
Oh, God.
He took it rough yesterday. We'll play that sound a little later for you.
Rest.
Woof.
I mean, again, I go back to telling you guys what it feels like right after, and to have to answer questions when you want to put your fist through a wall, right? It's a tough thing to ask, not an athlete, a human. And for some reason, we think that an athlete is not human. You better be ready to answer our questions because you're required to. And I, being in that situation, never take the human part away from the athlete. And so I can sympathize with him. You know, I understand. And when I saw him answering the questions, I'm like, yeah, I know what that feels like. Right. But people don't. Everybody else just looks at it as, you know, something different. I look at it as, man, that's human. Like, I could take any one of you and put you in that situation to where you're just almost heartbroken. Right. And then say, now you're required to answer questions about what you just went through. It's not going to be so friendly. It's not going to be so happy. Right. So, yeah, I just look at that differently. I mean, I look at him and I'm like, man, I feel your Strus. I feel your pain. I know what that feels like, right? But I don't think a regular person understands it.
I don't know how they come back from it, dude. I mean,
You
you gotta win 4 out of 5 now when
you do
that
you
just happened to you.
you
With
do. You've won 60. What they win 60 games?
Oh, that's out the window now.
doesn't matter now. Though,
No,
dude.
it does. But here's what you have to do. You have to go to a place mentally, even though it's a huge deal. You have to go to a place mentally where you can say, we've won 10, 11 games in a row, and it didn't matter who we were playing. If we just play our style of basketball and see it through till the end, and we can get through this. But if you go into the next game thinking about how you blew the last games in that arena with that raucous crowd, you have no chance.
E. Sims says, y'all watch Tyrese ball and make it about why you're ungrateful to have Herro and all he proved this season. Wow. I don't think I'm doing an ungrateful thing. I don't think I'm doing a better. I think I'm just asking questions. E. Sims.
I can clarify this. Tobin wasn't telling that story to speak ill of Tyler Herro. He was telling that story to just acknowledge Tyrese Haliburton being a dog. That's it.
Tyrese Haliburton is a dog, and it's a little bit of a fascinating thing because I do think you look at them. Now, maybe the Tyler Herro fans disagree, and they think, no, maybe the Tyler Herro fans think if Tyrese Haliburton got kidnapped and the Indiana Pacers were allowed to have Tyler Herro for the next 5 games, they think he could do everything that Tyrese Haliburton is doing. Maybe they think that. And I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. But I don't know, dude. I think game on the line. I think that Tyrese Haliburton has shown you by himself as the dude. He's shown you a lot more than Tyler has.
Here's how I look at it.
And by the way, in the playoffs, not as I mean,
right.
This is also part of this is also part of Tyler's story arc, which is since he's come in the league, his first year, 19, boy wonder, snarl in the bubble, all that stuff. Amazing. It was 6 years ago now. Like let's grow up a little bit, Peter Pan. It is what have you done for me lately? You guys won't let Bam Adebayo's accomplishments in the playoffs stand. So let's say what it is. Tyrese Haliburton's 2 wins away from going to his second straight Eastern Conference Finals. These guys basically balled together. They've been drafted around the same time, 1 year, but around the same spot in the lottery. And a lot of their statistics, they're not, match for match players because Tyler scores a little bit more. Yes, Tyrese is a little bit more of a pure point guard, but both of them are getting the ball at the end of games. Both of them are going to be the guy that their team turns to. So we can quibble over Tyler's a shooting guard, Tyrese is a point guard. Let's grow up. It's 2025. Nobody talks about basketball that way anymore, right? There's no Chris Pauls. There's very few Kyle Lowrys that are setting this, giving up the lobs and just setting up their teammates. These guys, when it comes down to it, are going to be ball in their hand, cold-blooded killers. You do the same thing with Spider Mitchell, right? It's like, I want to know, why does it seem so vast? Because I think when you look at them on paper, it's not that separate, but very clearly there is I hate to use the word because it's not just an intangibles thing, but there's a something, and maybe it's just being that dude, that dog. I don't know what it is, but right now Tyrese Haliburton does feel like he's leap years ahead of Tyler Herro, even though on paper I don't think they are.
Think about this. Let's look at it this way. The hate that people overall call him overrated or whatever, the disdain people have for Tyrese Haliburton is because he's that good. I only heard one bad thing said about Tyler Herro, and that was with a guy who hasn't played basketball since. Right? For the Cavs. So most of people look at those two guys, and if you say Tyrese Haliburton, they go, hate him, which means he's probably really good. That's how I have never seen a guy when he goes into an arena that they yell overrated and is hated more than Tyrese Haliburton.
What is your theory, Marcos?
I figured it out. Yeah, I'll let you continue.
Oh boy.
No, this is very, very easy. I was looking at it, and it's not the extra 3 inches of wingspan. He's not a father, so he has more sleep. No Astron wife either. I mean, what are we doing in Indiana?
Have you
really?
seen the parade of ladies that Haliburton has around
Hey,
him?
you
Go
know-
look at Tyrese Haliburton ladies. He has a very viral picture from that.
Yeah, but then you can always leave those. You know, they're not going to call you.
Leave?
They're like, what are you doing at 3 a.m. right now? You know, it's like, who cares? Maybe I'm Tyrese Haliburton. And he just moves on city to city. But now Herro, it's like, you said that you got out of practice at 2:57. It's 3:02. How come you haven't called me? And then all of a sudden he's arguing with the
Hey, can I just say something?
very simple.
Why are you projecting your issues on other folks?
Oh no.
Everybody, because
You got done with your show at 2
because
p.m.
you get that phone call because you got to get home to baby tadpole.
Yeah, it's because
right?
every morning he has to wake up at 5 in the morning because they don't care what time you have to be at work, and then he sleep, and all he hears is
See, and I'm telling you, Tyler's dealing with the same thing. Meanwhile, Tyrese is like, thank you for a wonderful night, ma'am. Don't remember what your name is, but your Uber's outside. And that's way different. Completely different atmosphere. Therefore, Tyrese Haliburton has more time to work on his game.
God.
I'm just telling you, I've never seen a
Genuinely.
guy like you just mentioned his name in the NBA, and everybody gives you this look of disdain. Like
mean,
nobody has ever given that guy credit for anything, right?
Shmee says Tyrese also has to deal with that kook of a father. Yeah, maybe we need Tyler's dad to be more obnoxious. Too low key.
That's true.
Too low key, Mr. Herro. You need to step it up a little bit.
I love the way Tyrese's dad said, it's a beautiful game we play. Like he included him in the annals of basketball.
No, here's what they need to do though, Leroy. They need to unban like if you know game ops. I don't know if I do it for game 3 because that's kind of
He's not allowed back in the games. He can't go into the stadium.
but by their decision. What they should do is
Let him back in.
Game 4, lift the ban. The crowd's gonna go crazy.
Whoa.
That's game ops.
You sure they're not gonna go? Here's that kook again.
No.
Tyrese Haliburton can do what he
Like-
wants.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about Tyrese Haliburton. I'm talking about his dad.
If you did that, the crowd would go bananas.
All
And
right.
like you pull like a D-Wade, because D-Wade always pulls a move when it comes to a Heat game. That's genius now, which is doesn't come out till the second quarter. You know, slow rolls it. You just see those 2 empty seats on the floor.
It's like the pop
Yeah.
in the crowd, like
Yeah,
the pop for the crowd.
It's like, oh, that's what you need. Tyrese Haliburton sitting there. And it's like, and now like once Tyrese Haliburton, he comes out for his first substitution back in. Here's Tyrese Haliburton, and there's his dad, John. Crowd
Dude,
goes nuts.
He crushes 2
The
beers.
hell is wrong with you?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Like,
It's a good question. We'll take a break. We'll flip it on over to the ice. The Panthers, big one tonight. Game 2 against the Maple Leafs. Back after this.
The